Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a special episode of the Nap Bros podcast.
They're all afraid to get smacked.
That's probably
That's a
true.
joke. That's a joke.
Will Smith, don't come smack us, okay?
I really don't care.
Don't send your G.I. Jane wife to come and fight us. Okay?
Too soon.
Yeah. He's like, oh, okay, it's all good, whatever. Let's just go ahead and let her do whatever she wants, and I'll go do. I'm sorry. He goes and lets her do whoever, you know it's coming. Whoever she wants, and I get to go do whoever I want. But then the other thing is like, I'm called to love. Really? You really? Please explain to me what a slap of another man is. What part of that is love?
I say that it's all right.
It's not all right.
I say that it's all right.
Are you saying it's all right?
I'm not saying that.
That
There's no pun on words here.
It's all right. Smack another dude, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right.
You know you're moving slow.
Gotta dodge out the way. Just in case you haven't heard, Will Smith won the Best Actor at the Oscars, and that's all the news that happened at the Oscars regarding Will Smith. Except that's not it. So obviously the hot take is that Will Smith ended up smacking Chris Rock over a joke. Andrew and I are here to talk about that particular thing. So before we get into it, Andrew, what was before all of this happened? What was your knowledge about Will Smith? What was your feeling about Will Smith? How did you what were your ideas regarding Will Smith?
Movies. Love him as an actor. I Am Legend was epic. Never watched Muhammad Ali. Wild Wild West, of course. Men in Black.
Yep.
Bad Boys.
Yep.
All great movies. And then back to his music career. What strikes me as something that stuck out for him was like he never cussed in his music. He was never profane in his music. But then like things change, you know?
Yeah.
Think about who he used to be and who he is now.
Yeah.
Especially on live TV.
So for me, I mean, like we grew up with Will Smith. I mean, like you were saying, Men in Black, Wild Wild West, even though not the best movie, like critically, not a critically acclaimed, but we loved it. We thought it was great. I mean,
Can I
thought
quote
it
you
was.
on that? I quote you on you thought Wild Wild West was not good at all?
No. I didn't say I didn't think it was good. I said it wasn't like the critics didn't like it. Like I think you and I loved it. I think you and I we enjoyed.
I know for a fact you loved it for sure.
I did love it. That's for sure. And I even had a DVD
still love
copy
it
of
to this day.
I do. Well, and then getting into like Bad Boys and then I Am Legend and even his. I haven't seen his most recent performance of in King Richard. Kind of was.
Gemini was pretty good.
What? Gemini Man? I never watched it. Didn't really feel an appeal to that. But like there was a time, I think when I Am Legend came out, where I even thought of Will Smith as like an amazing actor, like and potentially my favorite male actor. Now that was many years ago, and obviously like my ideas of like who my favorite male actor has changed. But more recently, like he's been doing a lot of stuff on social media. There's been a lot of stuff coming out in relationship to his idea of what a relationship or what a marriage should be like, and how his relationship and his marriage with Jada Pinkett Smith has gone and different ideas there. But and the thing
she had an affair on him, right?
So part of the thing, do you know that they have an open marriage? The thing is because for Will Smith, like he's even admitted that he and Jada have had sexual relationships with other people, like outside of their marriage, and that each of them is to an extent okay with that. But then like there was a conversation that he and Jada had on her talk show that basically she was talking about a quote unquote entanglement that they had with some dude named August a scene or something like that. Asline, I don't know, it's something. But the fact, I mean, it was really funny because like she kept saying it was an entanglement, and like even Will Smith to an extent was like, yeah, an entanglement, yeah. But like I think that all of that kind of like boils down to kind of the whole issue that happened on Sunday night when Will Smith decided to smack Chris Rock over a joke.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Initially, so a little crack. So
Will Smith is laughing.
Will Smith is well. Let's. So you know that Jada Pinkett Smith has some kind of autoimmune disorder that it's called.
Is that what it's not? It's not.
Well, let me explain. It's an autoimmune disorder. No, but that's what it is. It attacks hair follicles apparently with your head and your face. And I don't have it. It's like alopecia is what it's called, alopecia. And it's where like basically you lose your hair on your face and your head as well. And so, but I mean, she still has her eyebrows. She's still like, I don't think she has a beard. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a beard, but like she still has her eyebrows and she still has a little bit of hair on her head, but it's like buzzed down to almost nothing. And so basically it's where you're losing hair follicles and like you could pull out like handfuls of hair. And so this is what's going on there. Now he cracks a joke about G.I. Jane 2, want to see her in it. And Will Smith is actually laughing at this point, but Jada's not. And so we kind of see like the camera pans to that. And the thing is like, I think it's understanding. I think he's understanding. I think Will Smith is understanding. Oh, okay, this is a joke. This is funny. Okay, like, let's laugh about it. Ha, ha, ha. But Jada Pinkett Smith's face, not having it, not interested, doesn't think it's funny.
I think that's part of it. It's like, you're married, I'm married. You and I are going to laugh at something. And then you look over at your wife and she's like, it's not funny. And you're like,
right.
Oh, snap.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's exactly what happened. Now,
so he's trying to save himself from the doghouse.
And that's the thing, or from sleeping on the couch or something like that, or from her going and having another affair or something like that.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
So I read somewhere in my meme where it's like Chris Rock, someone else, someone I used to work with posted something. Chris Rock knew he messed up, He was over there saying, that was a nice joke. He was trying to defend himself, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, okay, a shot at someone's disease is not funny,
But I mean, to an extent, I disagree with that. Because here's the reason why.
A joke.
But and to an extent, like I think Daniel Tosh, like that comedian, I think he can go a little too far, and I think that's. But the comedians are going to roast. I mean, when Ricky Gervais was up there, he was roasting everybody and like going like some extreme stuff, some crazy stuff. Even some of the stuff that he said about Mel Gibson, like while true, but also funny, but like Mel Gibson didn't walk up, like he walked up and like, was like, kind of like cracking jokes as well. Like put his arm around, there was some tension there, but it wasn't like Mel Gibson walked up and smacked the crap out of Ricky Gervais for saying something that was potentially to Mel Gibson offensive, right? And so even that like some people being like, oh, there were plenty of people whenever Ricky Gervais was doing it, whenever other comedians do it, they're like, oh, like because they know it's a good joke, they know it's funny, and the thing is like other comedians will also Like if they see somebody in a wheelchair or they see somebody who's bald in the crowd, it's like when you go to a comedy show, when you go to something like that, that is supposed to be funny and is supposed to be where people are potentially getting roasted, you have to understand that's you are a target at that point in time. And like these comedians will come out and say, like, there are people in wheelchairs. If you don't make a joke about them or don't make a joke in relationship to the wheelchair and being in a wheelchair, way worse than what Jada Pinkett Smith has. Way worse.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
This is part of the reason why I don't think it was faked and don't think it was staged, is because like the way that everybody just kind of like went silent when Will started saying like, keep my wife's name out your, and I'm like everybody else goes silent, and even Chris Rock to an extent is like, whoa, bro, like it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like it wasn't an attack on her. Like, and I understand that she felt it was an attack, but part of the thing is like, so I'll say this. If you don't have the thick skin to be able to handle those jokes and to be able to handle the putting yourself out there in the public sphere, then stop putting yourself out in the public sphere. To get to the smack, there's a lot of people who say that it's called for. And so I want to see what you think. Do you think it was a good thing that he went and let's go with this. Do you think it was a good thing that he went and defended his wife?
I think Will Smith just acted like Kanye West did.
Okay. Except Kanye West didn't smack Taylor Swift.
I don't think. I mean, if he could have, he probably would have, but it wasn't her fault,
Okay. But do you think so do you think Will Smith should protect his wife in this case?
I think that the only reason he got up there to smack Chris Rock was because his wife probably made him. I mean, like I said, if you look at the video, he's sitting there laughing and having a good time. Some people might be like, well, he didn't have a chance to register it. I don't know. I mean, when you have a sense of humor, you can register things pretty quickly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like especially if you have a quick wit.
Right.
That being said, yeah, I mean, when you're married, you should defend your wife. You should
Okay.
defend your spouse.
Okay. So then let's go with this. So you should defend. Do you think you should go up and hit somebody if they say something about your wife?
Okay, I think there's less dramatic ways to get what you need, your point across.
Like, how do you think it should have been handled?
Like, maybe when he got up for his acceptance speech, if he got up for it, he should have said something.
Okay.
Walk up there, say, hold on a second, and have a conversation. Be like, listen, it's not a joke. It's not funny.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't think violence is ever the case. Like, I think, and I've heard like a lot of people say, like if you want to sit there and like have an altercation, to do it on live TV, and not just to do it on live TV, but also like to not give like a preface. Like if somebody's saying something bad about your wife, it'd be like, bro, hey, that's not cool. Don't say that. Like, knock it off. Like, and even like going up there again, like I'll go back to the Mel Gibson, Ricky Gervais thing. Like that whole like interaction, is like, okay, this should be like a good interaction. This shouldn't be one that needs to devolve into violence. Like there's no need for the violence at all. And so like go up, say, hey, yo, man, she's got this, like, this is the problem. And I think it was just, I think he can't handle it. And it's funny because like you presented before we were recording, he's a comedian. Like this is supposed to be a guy who can understand jokes and understand that this is just comedy. And like, yeah, if you've got a problem with it, cool. That's great that you want to defend your wife. That's awesome. But the way you defend it, the way he defended is just asinine. Just the dumbest thing you could possibly do.
The other thing is, like, like I said before, is like, he was that whole rapper that never cussed, in any of his lyrics, and he's over there dropping an F-bomb on live TV.
Yeah.
That's what, like, the whole respect thing just goes out the window. It's like, I'm sure his wife wanted him to do that 100%. I know that if I was in that position and it was my wife, she'd want me to go up there and smack the fire out of him. But I also know that that's not the way to get things done properly. That just causes more drama.
Well, not only that, but like it's one thing to be like Jada Smith. To me, out of this, like what I've realized is she's kind of bled into him her psychotic emotions, like being such an emotional person. She's just thrown that on him, and so he's become emotional. And so as we're with him, you would expect some modicum of respect, some idea that he's going to be respectful and clear and logical and be able to go up and handle the emotions and be like, hey man, it's not cool. But we didn't see that. And so, like, for me, huge loss of respect for him. I mean, like, I was trying to give him the benefit of a doubt, even though I don't believe in this whole open marriage stuff, even though I feel like his wife is just kind of like finding it as an excuse to go and sleep with. And the other thing too is, like, you got a problem with a dude saying that your wife has a bald head, but you're okay with dudes having sex with your wife. I'm like, where does like what the hell is going on? And the reason why you're okay with that is because you think that she needs to go find her happiness. She needs to go make herself. This is stuff that he said. She needs to be happy herself. She needs to find what makes her happy, and I need to find what makes me happy. Like, bro, like that's not a marriage. That's a messed up relationship. And the fact that you're still in it and you're being kind of like controlled and manipulated in such a way that you feel like you have to go and smack a man for making a joke about her head, but you're okay with dudes having sex with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid.
Exactly.
Now, so really quick, I'll play this whole thing out and pause it a little bit along the way.
What whole thing are we talking
about? His acceptance speech and him winning the Oscar for Best Actor. All right.
And the Oscar goes to
Will Smith!
One of the things that just kind of floors me and just drives me insane is that the standing ovation that he gets for winning it, even though he had just smacked a man for a joke. The other thing,
They're all afraid to get smacked.
That's probably
That's
true.
a joke. That's a joke.
Will Smith, don't come smack us, okay?
I really
Don't send your G.I. Jane wife to come and fight.
Oh, too soon.
No,
Too soon.
No, 100%. I'm laying into that. Like, I mean, the thing is like now we've got all these like potential comedic things that are gonna like. I mean, just the fact that he did this is now opening him up to more criticism, more comedy, more entertainment, more jokes, more memes, everything. Now, Chris Rock also. I mean, because I mean, the thing is like Chris Rock is a comedian. You know, he's gonna use this on his next special, on his next, these things that are going on, and so it's like. You're just opening yourself up more to it. But the issue that I've got is that, like, Hollywood, I mean, I really feel like a lot of them are incredibly delusioned in that, oh, this is okay. And what they're presenting, what this is presenting is it's presenting that if a comedian, if you happen to be going out to comedy shows or you happen to enjoy a live comedian, if they say something about you, then A, this is a precedence like, oh, okay, it's okay because this man, Will Smith, is supposed to be some kind of role model, which he's clearly not. But people will look at this and be like, "Oh, okay. So if somebody says something bad about me, or somebody makes a joke about me, that gives me the right to go up and smack them, or punch them, or have some kind of violence going towards them." And it's like, bro, like you can't do that. Like, that's the problem. That's one of the hugest problems that we have in the world today, is that if I don't agree with something that you say, then it's my right to hit you, or it's my right to cause some kind of violence towards you. And it's like, are you crazy? Like,
Then come full circle.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, and like, again, the applause, the yay, everybody's so happy, woo, we're so happy Will Smith won. It's like, guys, he just violently confronted a guy. Like, he just went up and committed assault, literal assault. And so we're saying that that's okay. We're all saying, okay, this is cool. Like, I heard that potentially the Academy is thinking about stripping him of his award, like possibly taking that award just because of what he did. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know how serious that is. I don't know. I mean, I know how serious it is, but I don't know like how close the Academy is to doing that. It may just be something that they just kind of like sweep under the rug, and they're like, oh, okay, it's nothing. It's all good, and stuff like that. But that's, I mean, so much loss of respect for this man. Like, again, like, I was fine giving him the benefit of a doubt, but yes, if somebody's cracking jokes about a dead child or a cancer victim or even a rape victim, like all of these different, like, if you're cracking a joke about those, I think that those are certain things that like need to be talked about and need to be presented. But again, not with physical violence. Like, I don't think physical violence is ever the answer to those particular things. And coming from somebody who has physically violently confronted people, like somebody who has done those types of things, not because of comedy, but because seeing what I perceived as an injustice, a man pushing a woman down to the ground, going over and physically confronting him. Even that, I'm like, that was not the smart thing to do. I understand that these things happen, that we allow our emotions to kind of get the better of us, our anger to get the better of us. But I think it's part of the thing. And we talked about it in Self-Reliance, where we try and like put these emotions down and try and push them down and try and hide them. And like, okay, no, I'm not angry that my wife is sleeping with other men. No, I'm not angry that I get jokes about it. No, I'm not angry that my wife controls me. Let me put all of that down. But then when it gets to the boiling point, oh, okay, let me go up and smack a man, or let me go up and punch a man. Let me go up and do some kind of physical violence, instead of talking it out, instead of expressing your frustration and your issues with the people that are either talking to the person who's who's causing the problem, or talking to other men about how you feel about these certain things.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family.
So, really quick. Immediately we get this idea. Okay, now we're going to get some kind of rhetoric, some kind of reason why he went up and he smacked Chris Rock. Now, he's not ultimately saying this is the reason, but this is kind of like his acceptance speech / let me explain what I just did. I defended my family as a fierce defender of my family. And you're like, all right.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, what would the speech have been had he not slapped the hell out of somebody?
Probably nothing about being a fierce defender of family.
Right.
So let's see what else.
The other thing is like, does your video cut out like halfway through it with like he slobbers or whatever?
Yeah. It does. Yeah. It went.
It's like they bleeded it out, so like you can't see him spit up or.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they didn't catch that. Oh, they can catch you slapping the man, but you don't want them to see you spit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. So let's see what else he's got to say.
in this time in my life, in this moment,
After
I
slapping your
am
hand.
overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world.
How dare you, Will Smith, invoke God in anything that you do? This is not, whatever God you pray to is not the God that you're trying to profess. There is no way that you can sit there and go through scripture, if that's the God that you profess to be talking to or talking about. There's no way you can go in there and sit there and say, oh, it's perfectly okay if my wife is taken from somebody else. I'm going to have to bleep that out, but that's fine.
You're going to say that word.
I'm going to say that word, okay?
Oh my
Because
word.
it's an absolute, I mean, talk about a slap in the face to God, to Christians, to everybody who professes to believe in God.
Listen, I was just taking it back for a minute. I'm caught up now. We're good.
But the thing is like, you can't sit there and then go up and slap a man, cause violence out of a joke that he did, and say, oh, God's calling me. No, God's not calling you to do anything.
Stuff.
Okay?
Gotcha.
God has no control over your life. You do not submit to him. So don't even try and say that God is telling you to do these kinds of things. That God is trying to lead you to be one way or another. How dare you? You are out of your mind if you think that has any bearing whatsoever on your career choices, on your life choices. There's no reminiscence of God.
Yeah.
This bugs the crap out of me.
I couldn't tell, honestly,
You couldn't tell what?
that you were bugged at all.
You couldn't tell? No. There's no hint to it. No.
There was no.
No animosity,
no
no
way I could have
frustration.
known,
Yeah. No. But guess what? Just because I'm pissed off at you for invoking the word of the name of God in your BS acceptance speech doesn't mean I'm going to walk up and slap you.
That's true.
For two reasons. Number one, that violence again is not the answer. Number two, if I did do that, chances are I'd get my butt handed to me. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and try and pretend like I'm going to be, be able to go hit for hit against Will Smith.
You think so? You think Will Smith whoop you?
Oh, I think Will Smith would hand my butt to me. I think he'd slap the out of me too. And so, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to handle anything that he threw at me. But regardless, I wouldn't resort to that.
Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on in my life to love people.
So we've been talking about sovereignty for a while. We've been talking about the three things that men need to do in their lives and in their relationships, right?
Yes.
Number one, provide. Number two, protect.
Preside. Oh.
Well, I was going to go there. And number three is protect. Does the man provide for his wife? Sure, I don't deny that. I think he makes a killing as an actor. Does he protect? It seems like it, and he would definitely argue that he does, because that's exactly what he's doing here.
He is. I don't know. Like, you walked up and cheap shot at somebody too, though. Like, are you really?
But that would be his argument. His argument is that he did that to protect his wife, to protect his family. Right?
I mean, how did that protect her? I mean, she still heard it.
Like
You
protecting her honor
defended-
kind of
I think
thing.
you defended her honor.
Okay, different, but I mean, like protected her from other attacks potentially, and not necessarily like defending.
Yeah, I guarantee it. You know, Jarvis or whatever his name is, when he gets up there next year, I think he's going to think twice before he makes a G.I. Jane reference.
Ricky Gervais.
That's what I said. I don't know why you got to correct me so many times.
Jarvis is the AI for Tony
That's
Stark.
what I said. Multi-pass.
So the issue that I've got is he's like, I needed to protect this, I needed to protect that, and I'm being called on to love. So first off, the third thing that I don't think he does is I don't think he presides.
What was the crap he was talking about protecting the two little girl actresses that he was acting with?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe like I don't know exactly what he was talking about, and I don't know if they were like being attacked when they were filming the movie or something like that, or because he was talking about protecting the actresses that were a part of
He's
the
high.
movie.
He's high. He's got to be high.
Well, but the thing is like, I mean, that may be, but the thing is like maybe he's protecting them online. Like maybe there are people attacking them online for their performances, or maybe there are people attacking them, for being black girls, talking about this like putting this movie out there. Like all of a sudden it's all black people, and there could be white people or people who are racist against black people, and they're like, why are you putting that crap out there? Like, we don't need to see this stuff. Why is this on the Oscars? This isn't that good of a movie. And I don't know, maybe that's what it was. I'm not sure. But I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, you're being called to protect. That's fine. That's great. That's awesome. That's what a man is supposed to do. He is supposed to protect those who cannot protect themselves, or he's supposed to protect those who need protection. That's just what a man does. But the third thing, and the one that he is not doing, is presiding. He doesn't preside over his wife. He lets his wife go and do whatever the hell she wants. He doesn't protect his marriage. He's like, oh, okay, it's all good, whatever. Let's just go ahead and let her do whatever she wants, and I'll go do. I'm sorry. He goes and lets her do whoever, you know it's coming, whoever she wants, and I get to go do whoever I want. And it's perfectly fine, but that's not protecting your marriage, and that's definitely not presiding over your wife and leading her in a way that says, "Listen, we need to go get some stuff figured out. We don't need. Let's not put that. If you want to put that stuff out there, fine, go ahead, put that stuff out there. I'll put personal stuff out there for myself, knowing that I'm going to be probably chastised or somebody's going to have an issue with it. Fine, whatever, but I can handle that." Like, I know that that's going to come. I'm very well aware that being online, I could get attacked, and that my wife could get attacked from that. And I will protect, and I will preside, and I will make sure that I defend her. But again, that doesn't resort to violence. But then the other thing is, like, I'm called to love. Really? Really? You really? Please explain to me what a slap of another man is. What part of that is love? Like, he's so caught up in his own delusion, in his own grandeur, in his own greatness, that he's going to sit there and say, oh, I'm being called to love. Bruh. What you did, not even remotely close to love. While you may think it's love because you're protecting your wife, there's the other aspect of presiding over your wife that presents love, and you're not doing that. There's another part that presiding over your family, and you don't do that.
Right.
Did you see Jaden Smith's he put a tweet out there shortly after his dad smacked Chris Rock. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Okay. It's he tweeted basically, that's how we do it. So you're teaching your son it's perfectly okay to go and assault another person when they say something that you disagree with, or something that maybe makes fun of you, or maybe you're raising your son in a terrible way, Will Smith. You're raising your family, you're treating your family, you're presiding over your family in the worst way possible. You are letting your wife control everything. You are letting your children control everything. And therefore, the only thing that you can control, Will Smith, the only thing you possibly have a grip on, is being able to go and smack another man. because he said something. Because you have no power anywhere else, especially in the most intimate of places, your bedroom. Don't call yourself somebody positive if you're going to act like that. Don't say that you're trying to protect or that you're trying to manifest love or trying to be loving when you do stuff like that. You can't. Everything that you say, everything you said before, everything you say now, it's all a delusion in your mind. Tell me how Hollywood is going to profess, how you are going to profess, oh, we care about love. We want all love. Everybody needs to be loved. Da 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 da. But if somebody disagrees with you, then all of a sudden it's okay to be violent with them. Where's the love in that? Ah, man, it just bugs me because I love acting. I love Hollywood. I love movies. But it tears me apart when I see just the hypocrisy that just runs rampant through that place.
Yeah, I hate you, bro.
And to protect people.
Yeah.
And to be a river to my people.
Except for Chris Rock.
And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
Or slap somebody. Because that's okay. I mean, yeah, Will Smith, you got to have thick skin. But if you don't have thick skin, you're not fit for the game. If you're going to put stuff out on social media and in the public eye, you got to be prepared. I mean, that's the other thing too. In like, let's go with this because I want to ask you. Do you have the boys online? Do they have any presence online?
You talking about the three? They can watch like YouTube Kids and like that.
But you can't. But like, they're not posting anything online or.
Oh no.
No. Okay.
No.
What age would you say that you would let the boys do that?
95.
95 months.
I mean, I don't care. Like I would say maybe like teenagers, 13, 12. But like, you ain't gonna be posting stuff that I can't see.
Right. But what would you do if like how would you as a father present your children? Like, how would you cultivate in them the ability to understand that there are going to be just people who are just straight up mean just for the sake of being mean, and how to handle it?
Oh, I gotta tell them that right now.
Because of school?
Well, not just because of school, but just because like my oldest gets into it at Jump Arizona. If you can delete that part.
Yep, no problem.
And like he talks about how kids are mean. I'm like, boy, you gotta understand. Like this is nothing. Like they're gonna be worse than that. You know, when you get older. You know, like you're right. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you can't be sitting there egging it on too.
Right.
Oh, there is some instances. I can't think of what they are right now.
Like you want your children to defend themselves, like if there's like some kind of physical altercation, you want to teach them how to, but you hope that they don't take that and use that at every possible moment when somebody says something that they don't like.
Well, like let's go like this. Like they have a real lovely knack for calling each other fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the two that it bothers the most aren't fat.
Okay.
You know, the oldest one and the middle one, like it tears them up to be called fat. Whereas the one that's actually, big boned, if you will, he could care less. He's like, I really don't care, because I'm going to stomp your head into the ground. You keep on messing with me. No, I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, it just tickles me to death.
I mean, it's like you've got, especially in today, when you have you're gonna have bullies. Period. People who are bullying you, who are saying mean things about you, and you've got to have a thick skin for it. You've got to be able to take that and be like, you know what? Just understand that if it's a mean intent, if it's mean intent, then understanding that that person probably has something wrong in their lives as well. There's probably something that's leading them to do that, and you're the only one that can be this way. This is again why I respect Chris Rock so much, because Will Smith has some crap. Like if anybody was being like anybody being attacked or anyone being hurt in any kind of exchange between Will Smith and Chris Rock, it was Chris Rock. And the way that he reacted, instead of reacting with violence or instead of reacting with, a curse-laden tirade, like I give him props for that. Being able to take that on, being able to be like, okay, like this happened. There's something wrong with Will Smith, and there is. But Will Smith, you got no right to be talking. Like, you can't sit there and say you're a protector of people who get attacked or people who get bullied or people who get hurt by people's words. The dude was making a joke, and you took that as an attack. And that's the problem, is that you went up and you physically assaulted him. And so you deserve no respect for trying to sit there and say, oh, okay, like you're this amazing protector and stuff.
Right.
All right.
Which is, I agree. It's like, yeah, okay. I see where he felt like you had to step up and knock somebody out, but how many more people just don't even care, just lost respect for you, think you went too far? I mean,
man, I'm hoping a lot of fans I mean, I was kind of a fan, but so much loss of respect for this man right now.
But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. It's like, I want to be a vessel for love. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena. I just spit. I hope they didn't see that on TV. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena and the entire Williams family for entrusting me with your story. That's what I want to do. I want to be an ambassador of that kind of love and care and concern.
Because that's the reason why he attacked Chris Rock, is because he loves and he cares and he's concerned. So it's okay to attack Chris Rock. Again, just making everything that he did as if it were like nothing. It's like, no, it was called for. I needed to do this. I needed to stand up for love and for care and respect. That's what I needed to do. This man's got no room to talk.
Makes perfect sense.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
But not to Chris Rock. Let me write that out later.
This is a beautiful moment.
It was. It would have been.
I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light on all of the people, Tim and Trevor and Zach and Sanaya and Demi and Ingenue and the entire cast and crew of King Richard and Venus and Serena, the entire Williams family.
Venus Williams is like, I think I should applaud here. Yay. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to be LinkedIn. Okay, cool. I love her face during that.
Keep loving it.
Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things.
Sorry, I just got to stop it there. Again, trying to make it seem like it's okay for what you just did because of love, because you're trying to be a vessel of love. No, you're just crazy. You got a problem and you need to handle it. You need to go see some therapists. You need to go work on your dome. Because right now, that's not love. That's no profession of love. Like attacking somebody because they made a joke about your wife, not love. Period. No matter how you slice it.
You know, it's like it doesn't even ever look like he looks up. Like, I feel like he is ashamed of what he did because he ain't looking up like half the time through his speech.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is he should be ashamed. I mean, that's the thing is he knows it was a shameful thing to do. But again, when you're not in control of yourself and you're not in control of your family, then you kind of lose control in public. You kind of lose control where everybody gets to see you lose control. And that's what happened. Will Smith is not in control of his life, period. And so the only thing that he can do is lash out. That's it.
Thank you. Hope the Academy invites me back.
I hope the Academy doesn't invite him back. And I hope they take that award away from him. Because just that outburst. Because if they don't, what they are setting in Hollywood is this precedence that, again, it is okay. If you do it in the name of love, if you do it in the name of protecting, it's okay to physically assault somebody, even if they're cracking a joke or even if they're actually being mean. It's okay for somebody to say something out of their mouth, to use words, and for you to attack them.
I said that it's all right.
It's not all right.
I said that it's all right.
Are you saying it's all right?
I'm not saying that.
That
There's no pun on words here.
It's all right. Smack another dude, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right.
You know you're moving slow.
Gotta dodge out the way. Anyway, got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, Will Smith probably just lost about half his followers. I feel like half of them are behind him, the other half are not.
I mean, I hear people sitting there saying, yeah, that's right. He should defend his wife like that. I'm like, no, not like that. Go up and talk about it. If you got a really big problem with it, take it outside. Don't do it in front of millions of people trying to get your. I mean, like I even had some of my students, like I posted it on WeChat here, and I had one of my students sit there and say, yeah, he's protecting his wife. I'm like, no, like he's not. What he's doing is he's trying to assert his force because he can't assert his force anywhere else. He's trying to assert himself and take control because he doesn't have control anywhere else.
Right.
Like that's never okay. Like as someone who has gotten violent because of what somebody is doing and or saying, that's never the answer. It's never the answer. And I do believe that you need to be loving towards people. Now, if he comes out and he like, you know, mentions it and talks about it and is like is sitting there seeking some help or some advice from people about it, cool, great. I'll give him a modicum of respect back. Like he'll get a little bit of respect back. But otherwise, no. I mean, he's lost his mind. He's lost control. Anyway, that'll do it for today's episode of the Nat Bros podcast. Thank you for being here. You click if you're listening on your podcast, just click the like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll be posting more. Not necessarily about this, at least I don't think so. If you're on YouTube and watching, we'll present our video on sovereignty, and we'll also talk about our most recent episode on self-awareness. Don't forget to click subscribe, click the bell, click the like button. It lets you know when we're going to post with the bell. It lets other people know that we're out there. As always, I'm Nick.
I'm Andrew.
Hit him with the catchphrase. And as always, you have an open invitation to our conversation.